Assalamu alaikum, welcome to Al Arabiya Module 11. Today, inshallah, we will be looking at the simple past tense verbs. So the past tense, like it's happened. First, we will look at the singular verbs. So he wrote, as a third person, he wrote kataba. This is the root word, remember, kataba. And then to say she wrote, we will only add the ta. So we'll say katabat. So kataba will turn into katabat. She wrote. The second person, to say you wrote for masculine, we'll say katabta. You wrote for masculine. Remember the ta. Here we'll say katabti for female. You wrote katabti. So for the first person, for myself, masculine and feminine, I'll say katabtu. So I wrote katabtu. So again, the past tense verbs for two people, dual. So they wrote, for masculine, we'll say kataba, we'll just add the alif, kataba. For they wrote, for feminine, we'll say katabata. So kataba stays the same, just as that. And here we'll put ta, fatha and alif, there we'll just have alif. So that's the difference here for the third person. For the second person, you wrote masculine, it'll be katabtuma. And for the female, it'll be the same, it'll be katabtuma. So tuma will be the one that will be added on when it's two people you're talking about. And when we write, we wrote, as a first person, we'll say katabna, with a noon, fatha and alif. We wrote katabna. So the plural terms, we'll look at how the verbs are in the plural section. So they wrote, it'll be katabu, we'll just add the waw and the alif. So katabu, waw and the alif. They wrote katabna. The na somehow would not attach to ba, but this is not separate, it's meant to be right next to it. Every time I did it, try to attach it, it wouldn't allow me to. So there was a typing error here. That's also, but that's spelling's all right. It's just that that joins on to that. Here you wrote masculine, second person, katabtum. See how we added on tum, katabtum. For you wrote feminine is katabtunna. So all we've put down is tunna. First person, katabna, we wrote. Katabna for masculine and feminine, katabna. This is a table that I would like you to memorize. Once this table is memorized, it'll be easier to add on for the first person, second person. So, excuse me, singular, he, we only add a ba. For she, ta. And as you can see, there's a sign on top of it. So we don't pronounce it, we say like katabat, sorry. Here we'll add a ta for feminine, ti, for I, tu. For they, jul, alif. For they, ta, fatan, alif. For you, masculine, tuma, and feminine, tuma. For we, it'll be na. For the plural, they, masculine, we'll put a dhamma on the last word and add a waw and an alif. On the feminine, we'll put a na. On the you, masculine, there's more than two, we'll say tum. And again, for the feminine, more than two, tunna, and we is the same, na. So have a go at these. Shariba, taraka, satara, jama'a, khoraja, dakhala. See if you could do it in the singular, dual, and plural way. So shariba is he drank. Taraka is he left. Satara, he covered. Jama'a, he gathered. Khoraja, he went out. Dakhala, he entered. So have a go at this, see how much you have memorized and how much you have learned, inshallah. Excuse me. Here we've made a table. If you put the meanings down on one side of the column, and on the top, if you put this down, he, you singular, they masculine plural, you masculine plural, I, and you masculine feminine dual. And this, remember, is the root word on he. So here I've done the first line for you. Dohike for you becomes dahikti. For they, masculine, plural, dohiku. Remember, we've added that on. Dohiktum, for you, masculine, plural. For I is dohiktu. And for masculine and feminine, you dual is dohiktume. And dohika means left. So, and went, if you could do went in the same idea, use the same idea here. Add on the words that need to be added on. Return means raja'a, entered, dakhala, succeeded, najaha, looked, nadara, rode, rakiba, washed, ghasala, wore, labisa, ate, akala, did, fa'ala, read, qara'a, sat, jalasa, took, ahadha. So if you just add in all the missing words, inshallah, it will give you a better understanding of which ones you're adding onto them. So remember the root word is always dahika. I'll give you this one. So this one would be dhahaba. So from this, you will add on the extras depending on which you're doing, singular, plural, or dual. So inshallah, you will get a better understanding of this. Inshallah, if you go through this all, you should come out with one of this table. This is what I've done. Everything in red is the one that's been added in from me. The black ones have already given to you us, and from there we work out exactly what we need to do with everything else. And remember to start memorizing these words, inshallah. Once we get into the conversations, this should be easier to learn. So inshallah, we'll see you in the next one. Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.